Hey everyone, and welcome to Sketching with Sarah. I'm Sarah, and today's video is the final half of my Inktober 2020 journey. So if you don't know when the Inktober 2020 prompt list launched, I was pretty inspired by the pairs of prompts, so I decided to do the prompts, well, in pairs. That way I could post every other day, and it gives me a little bit more time per drawing before posting it. Since all of my art includes an animal in some way, I use these prompts to inspire some silly and weird situations an animal would be in to fit the prompts. I think it adds that extra challenge to it to keep me interested, and I also just love doing prompt work, so I can really see how far I can stretch my imagination and think of things that maybe others wouldn't. Maybe that's why I love my major of illustration that I graduated with so much, because a lot of the beginning classes were prompt-based projects designed to get us to practice a certain skill, and I love seeing how everyone interprets the prompts because everyone interprets it differently, and I love trying to figure out how I can make my art different and unique. Anyway, we left off on Inktober days 16 and 17, which were the prompts Rocket and Storm. So I thought about what animal would be funny and practical in the midst of a rocket storm, and a turtle was perfect. The way that turtles can shield themselves so easily is what inspired me to choose a turtle for this drawing. That day I wasn't super motivated, so I just couldn't be bothered to draw each rocket, so it got me thinking about what a rainstorm must sound like in a turtle shell. Is it really loud like rockets? Like when it rains on our houses? I'd like to think so, so I decided to leave those shapes as just giant raindrops, and you'll have to deal with it. Inktober days 18 and 19 were Trap and Dizzy. So for this drawing, I drew the world's smallest frog. It's called Pedophrine amauensis, and yes, I looked up how to pronounce it. With all these drawings, I always start off with a sketch in colorized pencil to plan out my drawing before inking it permanently, and with a lighter colorized pencil, like orange, it's really hard to see until I ink it in this video, so I apologize for that, and I think I'm just gonna use darker colored ones because they show up way better on camera. I drew this frog on a spinning top, and I think in this drawing I actually drew the frog too big, because in the photos I found of this frog, they are smaller than a fingernail, but it was just so hard to draw so small with my brush tip pen. So this frog is about to either get really dizzy, hop off, or fly off. So place your bets now. Inktober days 20 and 21 was Coral and Sleep, so I defaulted and drew my favorite sea creature, my feral critter, sleeping among the coral. I really enjoyed looking at all the pretty coral reference photos to create this drawing, and I would love to revisit this drawing and see what it might look like in color. She looks so cozy. Inktober days 22 and 23 was Chef and Rip. So I drew a really ripped kangaroo chef. This was inspired by Roger the kangaroo, who went viral from just being really buff. Sadly, Roger passed away in 2018, so I guess the prompt RIP or RIP works with this one too, sadly. One of my buddies from art school, Dean, commented on this one on Instagram and said, "Damn, why have him cook when he's such a snack?" And I couldn't agree more. But hey, you know, as they say, if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. I guess this kangaroo is just too hot. Also, check out Dean's channel too. He's super talented and does awesome animations here on YouTube. I'll have his socials linked in the description, so show him some support and tell him I sent ya. Inktober days 24 and 25's prompts are Dig and Buddy. So I drew some meerkat digging buddies. Meerkats dig a whole tunnel system to live in and navigate underground, so I thought it would be funny to have these digging buddies chilling for a lunch break and munching on some grub. Also, if you haven't seen The Lion King 1.5 with Timon and his meerkat family digging and singing that catchy Dig a Tunnel song, you should totally see at least that scene. So I'll link that below too. I definitely had it stuck in my head while doing this drawing. So click it quick before the hyena come. Inktober days 26 and 27 was Hide and Music. And while I was looking for references for the previous meerkat drawing, there were a lot of photos of meerkats straight up just chillin' and reclined, living their best life. So I decided to capture that a bit in this drawing of a meerkat hiding and hanging out listening to music. I wonder what kind of music he would listen to. I wasn't super thrilled with this drawing, and on top of that, my beloved brush pen was getting really dry from doing all that dark shading, so that was sad. But after doing some cropping, I'm alright with it for now. Luckily, after resting in the cap for about a day or two, my ink brush pan was ready for Inktober days 28 and 29. And I think this has to be my favorite drawing of Inktober this year. And the prompts were Float and Shoes So I drew this cute sea otter just hanging out and floating in these sneakers. I actually tried to draw this once before this drawing, and I couldn't get the shoes right. They ended up looking like 2 right feet or something, and it just wasn't looking right. So I took my mom's sneakers and took a reference photo exactly how I wanted it, and it made everything so much easier. And although it's still not seamless, I think it's at least more believable. I love taking my own reference photos whenever I can, because that way you can make it exactly how you want it instead of searching for hours for the perfect photo reference. I also love sea otters. I mean, look how happy he is in those little sneakers. Day 30 and 31 of Inktober is ominous and crawl, and I couldn't not draw a sloth walking. 3-fingered sloths are the creepiest when they walk on land. They crawl uncomfortably slow, and I don't know what else to call it but creepy. If you haven't seen my sloths or creeps video in my Fun Fact Friday playlist, you totally should, because not only do I talk about all kinds of sloth facts, but I also talk about sloth swimming, sloth ears, and other cool things I learned about them. I'll have a little icon here and a link below if you want to check that out after this one. That, my friends, is the conclusion of my Inktober 2020 journey. I had a lot of fun this year, and I think I finally cracked the code for these daily challenges. This isn't my first Inktober, and I realized from last year, and then from doing Mermaid this year, which I also have videos of, I'm really getting the hang of these daily challenges. Something I like about art challenges is there's nothing stopping me from doing a drawing again at a later day, and just pushing the drawing further, so even when I'm not super thrilled with how it turned out for that day, not stressing about making each prompt a perfect drawing really helps me get through it, and I keep reminding myself I can always redo it and make a better drawing in the future. I like treating these art challenges as a fun way to stretch my imagination and come up with concepts more than anything. So if you're struggling through Inktober or any daily art challenge, that's something I would recommend thinking about. Art challenges are supposed to be fun after all. I hope you guys enjoyed these drawings just as much as I enjoyed coming up with them. If you haven't seen my first half of Inktober 2020 video, I encourage you to do so, and I'll either have an icon here and have it linked below so you can watch it next. That video has been doing pretty well for me, and a lot of you seem to like what I came up with for those prompts, so I'm hoping the final days of my Inktober are just as cool, and I think they are if I do say so myself. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like to let me know, and subscribe for more art and animal related content. I upload a new video every Friday, so hit the bell icon to get notified exactly when my newest video goes live. My next milestone is 100 subscribers, and I think we're just over 70, and I'm so excited because only 30 or so more subs, and I get to customize my YouTube URL. Thank you to all my subscribers so far who have been supporting me, and for all of you who are just recently subscribed. I see you and I appreciate you. If you made it this far, please leave me a comment and tell me which of my Inktober drawings was your favorite and why. I love hearing your feedback, and thank you guys for all of your support and kindness in my comment section. I do take the time to read each one and reply because I feel like it's the least I can do to show my appreciation. I have links to all my social media and affiliate links to the supplies and tools I use to create these drawings and this video linked below, so if you want to be art supplies twins with me and support me on my YouTube journey, that's a great way to do so. I'm hoping to get some proper lighting so I don't have to rely too much on daylight, and living in the Midwest, one day it can be sunny and the next gloomy and gray. And case in point, today was really sunny and cold, and right now it's raining, like really hard. So I feel like getting some better lighting will help it be more consistent and hopefully better quality. I'm also always looking for suggestions, so if there's any animal you want to learn more about and draw, or any other video ideas, art challenges, or just general feedback would be much appreciated. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.